Hello, everyone. My name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian Fishing for Spin Fishing journey at a new lake. We are over here at Kuori today. So, first time we've been here. Between episodes, I ended up buying two new rods. Bought a Siberia Linear 78 MH. This one, long term, will support a much higher load capacity than what we have right now. This one's got a 13.5 kilo max capacity. Test is a little bit high, so this means throwing these light spinners, we won't be able to cast as far. But here at Kuori, we'll be doing a lot of trolling, so I'm not as worried about it. I also bought a Kama Comfort SF78M. This one has a load capacity of 9 kilograms. This one is kind of a temporary type rod for me. It's only about 150 silver. I did put the LS32s on both of them, so this gets us some additional capacity because the typical rod that we have been using, I took it off my hot bar for a little bit, but the typical rod we're using, while it does have a load capacity of 5 kilograms, which is higher than any of the reels we have, it can't support the reels because they're bigger. So we are going to come up here to the administration building. We are going to buy a map of Kuori just because that makes sense. And then we're going to head down and start fishing and see what we can get. So Kuori, you can make a lot of silver. You will notice we're down to 320 silver. So we got a ways to go here. A lot of perch, grayling, Ventus. Ooh, I like that Ventus order, although they're kind of big ones. Or lake trouts. So there's some decent orders out there right now. So we'll come down here to the boat station. I'm going to go ahead and grab a 2-day. And since I know I'm going to be fishing here a lot, I want to back up 1-day ticket as well. The reason I do that backup 1-day ticket is if you have a fish on and you lose your boat rental runs out, you lose that fish. So having that backup is always worth it. Also, another thing to keep in mind, coming to Kuori just by itself is 26 silver almost. So we'll be here for a little bit. Need to get up to about 1,500 silver to be able to afford the upgrade that I'm looking for. So we need about 1,200 silver. Definitely possible. You can make a lot of silver here at Kuori, really. So again, for trolling, you pull out your rods, you press J, which will get your boat moving. I'm going to set an 8-meter clip, and I don't think I even got that out 8 meters because the test is so low. I've got a fish on already. Nice. The good thing about Kuori is it is very clear water. That's a that might be a good eyed. Yeah, that's a good eyed. Very clear water, so you can see the fish on quite a bit. So cast it out, lock it in, and then press 0 to put it in the rod pod. And then I'm going to do the same here. This one we should be able to easily get out to 8 meters because it's got a lower test. And we'll go ahead and get both those rods out, and we'll keep an eye out on where we're going so we don't run into land. So the map of Kuori is this. I like to fish along these deep parts here. The deep parts here are good as well too. So there's a bunch of different kind of routes you can take here at Kuori, and you're just looking for, like you saw there, where the rod is bent over. We'll probably be catching a lot of the same fish we have been catching, although we'll get a lot of these lake trouts as well, just because we're using spinners, which is all our equipment really can support. There are some really big fish here at Kuori. Really big fish. So first grayling. There is an island out there in the center of the lake that you can fish off of. A lot of people will come out there for bottom fishing because of that deep hole. You do have to take the boat, obviously, to get out there. And if you don't do anything, or if you don't buy a ticket, you basically have to log out and back in to get back. So this is going to be fun. Like I said, there are some really big fish here. Our equipment really isn't big enough to do a lot of fishing here at Kuori, but I think we'll be able to be successful and make some money. And if we tear up these reels, I don't care that much. They're cheap enough, they're almost expendable. That's probably a 2 kilo, nope, 1.2 kilo lake trout. It is a marker at least. And that is a small lake trout. Very small lake trout. Nice, Vindus. Vindus are going to be easy to pull in on the equipment we have. I like those right now. Where am I? I want to turn left. You want to be a little careful when turning. When I turned left here, this spinner would have just dropped like a rock. So you kind of have to keep that in mind if you turn hard. If you light turn or slow turn, it doesn't drop quite as bad because you keep the tension on it. But so far today, pretty good bite rate, I have to say. I do have the Aquilas on both rods right now. Another small lake trout. So Kuori is completely contained. Fish cannot get out over here. I've chased fish over there as spots to just keep the fish from leaving, and it just tries to swim up that creek and wears itself out. So that is a nice plus, excuse me, about Kuori. All Vindus there. I am keeping a pretty close eye on things. I've been having some problems with the float fishing episode that was supposed to upload today. I think I might have overloaded something, and audio appears to be corrupted on that about 5 minutes in. So turned some graphic settings down. I had increased them. I don't think they really give a whole lot of value here. So you notice graphics aren't quite as good as the last few episodes. That's why I'd only recently turned them up. I don't know if that's what happened, but that's kind of my thought, as I overloaded something. So I like to do, there's two routes I like to do. I either like to go around the deep stuff here, or kind of up and back, up and back. So far, it's been a pretty decent bite rate. I mean, we've got 11 fish. Now, granted, not all of them have been markers or anything like that, but we're only 8 minutes in. Another probably marker grayling. This one's going to be close, I think. Marker grayling. I'll take it. There is the island that's in the center. This one's going to be a fun fish. Got two good fish on the line. I think this one's a pike, so I'm trying to reel it in real quick. Yep. 1.4 kilo pike. Just because I didn't want it to bite through our leader. We're only using fluorocarbon leaders. We don't have steel leaders on since we're not really fishing for pike. Probably get a few. Kind of have a feeling I might have to chase this fish. That's why I'm already turned in the direction it was traveling. do want it to kind of go the opposite side of the boat. I don't think I'm going to get that from it. Nice grayling. 1.9 kilo grayling. Good fish. I couldn't remember if I locked the reel. So now I'm going to turn back. Kind of go in the opposite direction of my usual route, but I think that's going to be our best bet since we had to turn to chase that grayling down. Another fish. Looks like a decent perch. Yeah, it was a small perch. Always make sure you lock your reels before you put them in the pods. You will just otherwise kind of drag out your line. Although I do have my drag turned up a little bit, you will still slowly just reel all your line out, a fish will bite it, and then it'll be gone. I cannot dig for worms right now out on the water. So just before folks ask, I press 5 to try and pull out my worm shovel. It gives that unable to complete message. And I will say, US did go through time change last night. So midnight is now an hour later than it was before. So just for awareness, in case this video comes out an hour different than when you expect, that would be why. I like to try to stay on the ridges between depths. That's where I tend to get the best bite rate on spinners. Small Vindus, not a marker, unfortunately. At night, things will slow down dramatically. I mean, we're 12 minutes, 13 minutes in, we got 17 fish. But at night, I don't tend to catch a lot of fish. Big perch here. Be good perch. 850 gram perch, not a bad fish. Small lake trout. Just to give you an idea of the size of the fish here, let's just look at all regions. 20 kilo Arctic chars, 2.5 kilo brown trouts. The lake trouts are 17 kilos, so definitely can catch some really big fish that would give us a run for our money right now. I'm honestly, looking at my catch net there, I'm pretty happy with what I've caught. Decent laker. 1.3, basically 1 1/3 kilos. Another decent perch by the looks of it. Was a marker at least. Didn't lock the bail. There we go. Press the wrong finger on my mouse. So I'm turning, and you notice how that spinner's staying pretty decent. That one's lost a lot of tension at this point. So it's not really moving in the water, not spinning, probably not attracting. Tiny laker. Decent perch here. Half a kilo. I thought about putting the spiker on. I've done pretty well with it here in the past too. Honestly, I want to look and see if they have the black spiker here. I will say everything is very expensive here at Kuori though. I want to say everything is 10 to 20% higher at Kuori than it is at Mosquito, but I did look at Mosquito and Winding before I came here, and the black spiker was still not in stock. With that said, Kuori can make you a lot of money very quickly. I've had a lot of 20 or 200 to 300 silver days at Kuori. The equipment we have, it's unlikely we'll get quite that good, but I think today will still be a good day based on what I've seen so far. Good grayling, another really good grayling. 1.1, nice fish. Probably about a 10 silver fish there. Thank you, Alexa. First Arctic. No, first rainbow trout. That's a good rainbow, too. That's a beautiful fish. That was an Arctic char at first. Another decent grayling. No, this was lake trout. My bad. So excited over that rainbow. That's a pretty good sized rainbow trout. I need to turn. I'm about to run into the island. You do kind of have to keep your head on a swivel so that you don't run into land even when you have a fish on. Because when you do run into land, you can't kind of push back off if you have your rod in your hands. So you'd just be stuck there, and that's one way to get spooled. Or have the fish steal all your line. Otherwise at Kuori, it's pretty difficult to get spooled because you can keep the boat running. Just chase it down. "27 fish. We're not even 20 minutes in yet, so I'm happy with the bite rate. Decent quality fish, honestly, too. For our equipment, especially decent quality. We had a little bit bigger stuff, be less worried, but we hook into a 10-kilo lake trout or something like that, and this is a 3-day episode, if we even are successful. I guarantee you we are basically trashing these reels long term. I should have gotten a friction brake usage before we started the episode. Right now we're just burning through the friction brake on this rod, or this reel. This is our smaller reel. While they're both Lacertes, I never upgraded this one's friction brake. One up off the bottom. There you go. There you go. What are you? I am chasing this fish because otherwise we probably would be losing the battle. See it? First Arctic char, 1.3 kilos. So, not a bad fish there. We got another one on the other rod. Another laker. Not bad. Also already have 8,000 experience points for the day. Out of curiosity, if I look at the two reels, so it's got a 1% wear on this one. I want to do this button. So yeah, 1.3% on the mechanism. Friction brake's only 0.1%. That's actually surprising. And then on this one, same. Friction brake's closer to 1. But that's our weaker rod in reel. I would expect it's probably burned through a little bit more. We've caught some pretty good fish on it too. A lot of our big fish have come over here on our weaker rod and reel. Another Arctic. Probably a Vendus by the looks of it. Yep. Another Laker. Personal record for maximum total weight of fish caught in a day. I get the feeling we'll be hitting a lot of those. Decent Arctic char here. Another Arctic. Another big fish over here. I'm not even trying to reel right now because I wouldn't be doing anything good. I'm definitely turning to chase this fish. I haven't seen this one yet, so I don't know what it is. My guess is either an Arctic or a lake. Oh, you're gonna go this way, which is not the way I wanted you to go. So now I've got the fish swimming against me and the boat pulling against me. We're dragging some poor perch around on the other rod. This could be a Savan as well. I don't know. It is late afternoon, evening, so it's possible for a Savan. And if it's a Savan, I'm going to be happy. Or a lot of times you'll hear me call him a 7. Ooh, don't like the slack. Don't beach the boat. Don't beach the boat, Tucker. I think it's a lake. I can kind of see it in the water. It's actually about to maybe break out. Nope. There it is. It's a lake. 1.9 kilo lake trout. 34% spin fishing. And now you know why I say we don't have the equipment for Kuori. That's a very tiny fish, and we had to chase it all around. But it'll be worth a decent amount of silver. Just looking at how worn out our equipment's getting. Just so I know. Good fish on our other rod here. It's probably another reasonable lake trout. This reel is quite a bit stronger. Don't beach the boat. Don't beach the boat. Yep, it's a reasonable lake trout. .2 kilo lake trout. I didn't lock that reel, but I know I'm getting close. I thought I was getting close to the quay in the dock there. Need to pick this up and lock the reel because we have a fish on it, of course. Another lake trout. I do enjoy Kuori because it can be this active, where it's just pull a fish in, switch over to the other rod, pull a fish in, switch over to the other rods. Decent perch. And 43 fish in just over half an hour. On undersized equipment too, really. Tiny grayling. So there I didn't actually press the button that puts the rod over in the other rod pod. I just switched over to the rod that had a fish on it, and it automatically puts it. That time I pressed 0, or I've got it mapped to a button on my mouse to put the rod back in the pod. And usually I'd like to have 1 on the left side of my boat, 2 on the right side when I'm looking out back into the boat. Another good lake trout. I think I saw it as it was diving. This rod has basically paid for itself, which is good. We're pretty close to it. It's got some decent fish. I debated whether I was going to buy this rod or not. I wanted to have a functional rod just in case we can. So I did not want to use the ultralight rod that we had in 1.4 kilo lake trout. Nice. But just in case we wear everything out, I want to have the rod we've been using at Belaya still available to us. Get another good fish on, another good perch here too, so that we can go to Belaya and make silver up to replace reels as needed in case we hook into a bunch of chonkers. So we haven't gotten a Kuori char, we haven't gotten a Savon trout yet. Did get a rainbow, did get an Arctic, did get a bunch of Endus, perch, Lakers. Which side of the island are you going on, fish? Have you? Nope, not quite. But you're going on this side of the island. Oh, fish come out of... Whoa! Combination me lifting up and the fish jumping. That thing went flying. Nice 2-kilo lake trout. Another fish over here. Another laker. And this will be our life for a while. Rolling Kuori. I don't know if y'all could see it, but I watched this fish come up and bite the lure. It's one of the fun parts about Kuori is the water is so clear you can see the fish. Oh no, you don't, fish. For those who have been following the series, these Lacertes are the Lacertes from our bottom rods. Right now I don't have either bottom rod set up. I think I even took the line off both of them. Nice Arctic char. No, it's an eyed. Ooh, big eyed. Not what I expected. There's 50 fish in 37, 38 minutes. Nice Vindus. Maximum number of fish caught in a day. Another perch on. Looks like. Yep. Tiny perch. The question is, are we going to get 1200 silver before we completely wear these reels out? My thought is yes. Because we need new rod, or new reel, new line, and new leader. For this rod, nice 1 kilo lake trout. It jumped at the perfect time for me. And the rod, or the reel I want's about 1150. So I'm guessing we're gonna need another 150, 200 for line. It is nighttime. I expect things will slow down quite a bit now. In fact, I'm gonna just kind of drag the lake here. I've got to step away for just 1 second, so we'll see if I catch anything while this is going on. All right, I'm back. We have not ran into ground. That's good. We didn't lose either fish we caught. My dog did a good job of watching my rods while I was gone there. Small Vindus. Nighttime's usually slow for me here, so a lot of times I wanted to go pick up the I got an Amazon package delivery and wanted to go grab that real quick so it's not standing outside my house. But 56 fish, 42 minutes, with 2-3 minutes there that I'd stepped away. Doesn't help. I was building a fence last night and evidently put I was using T-posts and I was trying to push one of them in with my shoe, and evidently I knew one of them put some pressure against my shoe, but I didn't realize that it actually penetrated my shoe and put a nice little puncture wound in the bottom of my foot. Walking around is not fun right now. Right on kind of that ball of your foot, just behind where the big toe connects to the foot. And I use that for a lot of balance, so gonna be a rough walking for the next couple days. Interesting, there was no, I had white socks on and they were still completely white. I had no idea I had done it until late yesterday evening, right before bed. I stood up and it was not a comfortable feeling. Decent laker here. .5 kilo laker, not bad. Other fish. Usually what I do a lot of times is when it becomes nighttime, I'll go sell my catch, or at least sell the parts that I don't think, especially if I'm going to do a couple hour fishing, couple hour real life time fishing, couple day in-game fishing series. I'll go sell at nighttime because it is slower. We've honestly had a pretty good nighttime day. You can buy a house here. It is stupid expensive. I think it's like 90,000 silver, but that means you don't have to pay to travel back here. It's also 90,000 silver. The campsite is way over here. You can kind of see it right over there. House you can buy is that blue one right there. And you get a free house over at Mosquito. You can taxidermy your fish if you want to. I never do. Decent fish. Another one here. This one's a small one. Or it's a huge Vindus. Nice. Didn't expect that one. Not the biggest Vindus I've ever caught there. I actually have gotten a blue trophy here on another account once before. Another good grayling. It was smaller than I thought. I'm trying to decide if I want to put the green spiker on that rod for the next 15 minutes or so. You know what? I'm going to. Let's see what happens. All right, so green spiker's actually still on this rod. So I only have one of them right now. All right, spiker 218 over on rod 1. We'll see if that's a mistake. I could fish with the third rod right now, but if I hook into a big fish, I can't steer the boat holding a third rod. So don't tend to fish with the third rod trolling. And I can't pick up rod 1 and put rod 3 in the rod pod. Let me know if you find the hum of the boat annoying. I honestly find it soothing, so I tend to leave it running. And I can turn the sounds off if I... Doesn't look like it's too loud. But if it's annoying, I'll be glad to turn it off. Turn it down even further. It's decent grayling here, I think. Yep. 1 kilo on the dot. Vendis, I think. Yep. 1.3 or 1.3, that'd be... that would be a huge Vendy. And US Vendis all time 828 grams. I think it was on the same lure we're using too. Yep. No, it's actually on the 17, not the 18. So it's the one without black spots. $63 fish here, coming up on 50 minutes right now. So definitely a good quantity of fish day, reasonable quality, honestly, especially for using spinners and having undersized equipment. We were able to pull everything in pretty decently. Speaking of that, we are getting to kind of peak fishing time too. I would like to chase this back over here. Jumped, I didn't see it. Oh, I don't like the slack. Whew. Probably a good laker here. Maybe an Arctic. This is usually my Arctic char area. Haven't whipped it yet. Turn my friction brake down just a tick because it was getting a little too close for comfort. This rod, or this setup, is very close to being completely even. So the rod, the reel, or the reel, the line, the leader, they're all very, very close to the same capacity. Rod can support more, but the fish can surge a little bit. If you watch the tension bar, you'll see it surge up and down. So I don't want full tension the whole time. May be able to stop the boat, but it's been able to pull while the boat was going at it. Dog drinking. Dog was about to knock my drink over. It's been able to pull even with the boat going forward. It's been able to pull some drag directly at it. So, like right now, basically swimming in the same direction as the fish, or the boat is going in the same direction the fish is swimming, and the fish is able to pull drag. Come on, fish. Come on. Come on up. I'm turning the wrong direction. I don't want to do that. Don't think I would have been able to turn around. I think I would have gotten stuck up against the cliff face, which is not what I want to do. Looks like we got a small laker over on the other rod. This may be our last fish for the day. 55 minutes in. That's why I always buy a 2-day ticket, usually at a minimum. Because I expect we'll probably be out on the water. It'll be close to if we're going to be out on the water for a full 24-hour period or not. And I've got that 1-day backup ticket as well. So I've got plenty of time, at least as far as boat ticket time goes, to pull this fish in. I could stop the trolling motor so we don't move forward. I don't think I've got it worn out enough. Like right now, it's pulling drag despite us going in the same direction as it. Still haven't seen it, so I don't know what it is. I don't want to pull that other fish in and take the wear off that rod. But I'm afraid if I do that, this one's going to slip off, and I want this fish. I want this fish. Got a 3-minute fight so far. 3-4 minute fight. No slack, no slack. Okay, good. No slack. Honestly, if I lose the fish on the other rod, it's not worth much from what I saw anyway, so I'm not super worried about that. Looked like it was a non-marker lake trout to me. This might be a Kuori char. Has a feeling to me of a Kuori. Really big lake. I saw it. It's definitely not a Kuori char. I think it's a lake. It's either a lake or a savant. Or a rainbow. Some sort of a trout. Kuori chars are easy to tell what they are. They are very orange. The fish I saw definitely was not orange. You might be able to see it. It's coming up. It's a lake. Big lake trout. I may have made a mistake. Cut the boat off because I don't think I'm really going to be able to lift this thing out of the water too well. And it was dragging behind the boat. Oh my! 6.179 kilo lake trout. I can't believe I caught that thing. I cannot believe I caught that thing. Whew. All right, let's get this small fish in. Yeah, it was a marker Vindus. It wasn't a lake. But how bad is this rod now? Reel is only 1.9% wore out. How's the friction brake? 3.2%. So we put 2% of wear on the friction brake today on this rod and reel. Really, this reel. So I'm not in trolling mode now. I can press shift and move faster, turn faster. That type of thing. But we're going to go ahead and head back. So we're just over an hour anyway. We'll go sell what we got and see how good of a day today turned out to be. 66 fish, not bad at all as far as that goes. All right. So cafe is this building here. This building here is a vodka sells place. This is the dairy store. This is where you can only buy cottage cheese and cheese to make cottage cheese dough and cheese cubes. Hardware stores down here. Fish markets over here. I'm gonna guess 150 silver. 141 silver. That 6 kilo lake trout was 16 by itself. Is that the highest? No. Grayling was 22.26. So let's go see if we got anything for the cafe. I already forgot what was at the cafe. Didn't get eyed, or didn't get gibble. We did get a 1 kilo eyed, so there's 21. That's definitely worth it. Didn't get a big enough perch. No white bream. Definitely got this grayling order. I'll sell my 1 kilo one. So there's 53 silver so far. Vindus, we needed 5 big ones. We only got 2. Bream, no brown trout. 4 1.6 kilo lake trout for 84. I'm pretty sure that's worth it, but I want to go check. So my 4 biggest lake trout. So the way I check that is lake trout, ordered by weight. My 4 biggest are worth 32, so it is definitely worth selling them over. That's 84, so that's 130 silver just at the cafe. That'll do. That'll do. We still probably have 60 to 70 at least. About 89 in our catch net. So back up over 500 silver. So definitely a really, really good day. Welcome to Kuori fishing, where you can really make a lot. So appreciate everyone watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. Tight lines, have a good one, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye now.